Cabot homeowners upset with Walmart building a new store so close to their homes. Plus,
everybody can't drive to Fayetteville every time for a game, so this is so important for us Razorback fans in Little Rock.
Central Arkansans upset after Coach Bielema makes a controversial comment. Then, business is booming for one man who's making a living selling a cheaper alternative for smokers. Your news starts now.
Now, the difference in news and information in Arkansas. THV 11, News at 6.
For the first time since the day the Saline County Sheriff Bruce Pennington pleaded guilty to public intoxication, he speaks to THV 11. Thank you for watching tonight. I'm Dawn Scott. THV 11's Max Siegel spoke with the sheriff just hours ago. Here is part of what he had to say.
The reason why I changed the retirement date was from the overwhelming support of the people who put me in office, begging me not to retire, to stay, and to run again.
Also tonight, we've just learned the Saline County prosecutor, Ken Cassidy, filing a motion to get a special prosecutor to look into whether the sheriff could be removed from office under a provision of the state constitution. Meanwhile, happening tonight, the Saline County Republican Party meeting to discuss removing him from that commission. We'll have more on the story tonight in our 10 o'clock broadcast. In other news, a Cabot woman says Walmart is killing her property value, claiming she'll never be able to sell her home. THV 11's Daniel Wilkerson spoke with the frustrated homeowner today, and he joins us now with more on this. Daniel.
Well, Don, most of us enjoy a quick run to Walmart, but would you want one right next door? Just how close is too close?
No one is going to want to buy a house with Walmart in their backyard.
They sell homeowners on convenience, but Becky Hawley says this is a little too convenient.
I'm sure their parking lot's going to be the edge of my property.
The Cabot homeowner says she was in discussions with the retail giant just months ago, and then everything went cold.
They approached me about the property and had me come in and sign a contract.
But then Hawley says she heard nothing from Walmart.
They were surveying and doing things to the property next to us, but they weren't coming on mine, so I called the real estate agent.
That's when she learned Walmart would not be buying her home and that the store would butt right up to her property.
It's really going to depreciate my property value.
The homeowner tells me that people in the neighborhood are split right down the middle. She says the ones that have an agreed buyout from Walmart, they're happy, and the ones that don't, well, they're not so happy.
Two property owners on Campground Road, represented with a proxy agent, have requested rezoning from R1 to C2.
That's Cabot Mayor Bill Seipert. He says two of those homeowners who will be bought out now want their properties designated commercial.
The only option I have is commercial. Well, I don't know that anybody, again, is going to want to build a commercial in a neighborhood besides Walmart.
On the east side, the back side of the lots on Campground Road, there would have to be a 40-foot buffer zone with a privacy fence.
No, I'm not opposed to selling it to Walmart if they want it, because that's going to be my only option.
And I did reach out to Walmart, however, I did not get a call back. Meanwhile, a zoning meeting is scheduled for October 1st. Dawn.
Daniel, keep us posted. Thank you. Temperatures slowly warming back up. Our chief meteorologist, Ed Buckner, with a first check of the forecast.
Hi, Dawn. Indeed, they are slightly warming today and tomorrow, but by the weekend, you're going to notice temperatures much, much warmer. We're talking kind of a return to summer. Even though I don't think we'll see any triple-digit heat anymore this year, it will be a little bit warmer than it's been so far. Satellites showing mainly clear skies, a few high clouds to the north, but generally nice conditions. We're at 89 degrees, 90 in Pine Bluff, 95 in Camden. So the warmth is still in South Arkansas, but look at Mountain Home, 84. Same thing in Batesville, 83 even in Searcy. So the weather is nice across most of the state. We'll see a low tonight, Dawn, of 65, and our high tomorrow near 92, a little bit warmer. We'll talk more about the weekend forecast and your hogcast coming up.
Thanks, Ed. Legislators decide to spend more than $300,000 to study runoff from a hog farm in North Arkansas. This measure comes after concerns the waste could pollute the Buffalo River. THV 11's Dustin Wilson joining us with more on this now. Dustin.
Don, the University of Arkansas will perform the monitoring. The university will install and sample about 50 wells in and around the hog farm and make sure runoff is not contaminating the land or the Buffalo River. CNH Hog Farm has been heavily debated, and now the Newton County property will open its gates to an environmental study.
The monitoring with in-stream, above and below the farm, and then we'll identify where there are flows from the fields into Big Creek. That's the major tributary.
Dr. Mark Cochran, the vice president of Arkansas's agriculture system, says a group of scientists will focus on the hog waste.
We are going to be looking at water quality monitoring that's associated with the potential flows of nutrients and bacteria off of this hog farm operation, both from the surface runoff and then subsurface off of it.
The project will require manpower, and Cochran says it will likely last 5 years if appropriately funded.
We have 6 faculty that will be engaged in this, but by the time we consider our student and our technicians off of it, we'll probably have a team of about 20 employees that will be involved.
Cochran says the project will more than likely last 5 years. Thursday, a legislative panel approved $340,000 to kickstart the first year of the monitoring. Representative Nate Bell says it's money well spent.
Everybody's concerned about making sure that the river's protected. Everybody's concerned about making sure that the farmer's rights to use his property are protected. And I think this project strikes a good balance from that.
And the Arkansas Department of Environmental Quality says the farm will not be fined if issues are uncovered by the study unless the farm somehow violates its permit. Don.
All right, Dustin, thank you. The ADEQ will receive the findings of this study, and then it will be open for the public's review. Tonight, North Little Rock police looking for a man accused of trying to rob a store with a machete. Police say it happened at the Medicine Shop Pharmacy on JFK yesterday afternoon. They say when he took out the machete, the store's owner pulled a pistol and the man ran off. If you have any information, call North Little Rock Police right away. 2 men arrested for invading a Benton home and allegedly attacking the homeowner there. Police say they found Christopher Tucker and Thomas Tucker hiding in the bushes near a home on South Market Street last night just before 8 o'clock. They're accused of breaking into a home on Pearl Street and beating up the man inside. That victim transported to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Both men are charged with third-degree battery and residential burglary. A ribbon cutting for the Mann Building on Main Street after more than a year of renovation there. Mayor Mark Stodola and Governor Mike Beebe on hand today for the ceremony, celebrating the completion of the $20 million rehab at the old Blast department store building at 4th and Main. The building has been vacant since the late 1990s. 2 Little Rock developers plan to fill it with office, retail, and loft space. Today is the last day of voting for a Central Arkansas woman nominated for Teacher of the Year in a national contest. It's a story we first brought you last night at 10. Deirdre Young is a teacher at Ridgeway High in Pine Bluff, and she is the only teacher nominated east of Arizona. She's so unique, she has a pet squirrel in her classroom. If she wins, she'll get $5,000 for her classroom and a feature in the fall issue of People magazine. If you want to vote for her or hear her story, visit our website, thv11.com. Well, Razorback fans are buzzing over a statement made by head coach Brett Bielema earlier this week. It has some people questioning his understanding of the Little Rock game. THV11's Marlisa Goldsmith with reaction from fans tonight. Marlisa.
Dawn, we're about 48 hours away from the Razorback game here in Little Rock, something Central Arkansans wait every year for. But there is a possibility in a few years this could all be gone, especially after hearing Coach Bielema say this week's game is considered away instead of home. The first Little Rock Razorback game of the year is almost here.
We see it as officials.
And Razorback fans are ready.
Go Hogs, that's all I can say.
But mixed reactions coming after a statement made by Coach Brett Bielema.
I know it's a home game on our schedule, but we as coaches and players have to treat it as a road game.
I don't really take it personally as far as his comments, but, you know, I can see where a lot of people might consider that.
This is a home game. I don't understand the terminology of being a road game.
Fans all over Central Arkansas are talking about it.
He was saying he had to treat Little Rock as a away game.
Several callers voicing their opinion on 103.7's Overtime show Thursday afternoon.
It is unique that it's the only college institution at this level that has basically 3 home stadiums.
In addition to Bielema's comment, fans are also reacting to Athletic Director Jeff Long, saying no negotiations are planned regarding future football games in Little Rock's War Memorial Stadium.
I am worried about it a little bit, you know, because I I've gone to both sides. I've been on both sides, you know, as far as Fayetteville games and here. I like the excitement here better. I think the fans get up a little bit better.
The future may be unpredictable, but one thing Razorback fan Benjamin Johnson is sure of is how Coach Bielema will feel after playing on Little Rock's turf.
Once he get here and finds out what's going on in Little Rock and how we support him and how we support these Razorbacks through all endeavors, whether it be football or basketball, then I think he'll get on board to understand that this is a home game.
Officials say there are between 9,000 and 10,000 unsold tickets for Saturday's game here in Little Rock. Dawn.
Lisa, thank you. Possible regulations from the FDA coming soon for e-cigarettes. THV 11's Meredith Mitchell visited with the Hot Springs business owner today, who says the new restrictions might actually be good for business. And today is Go Orange Day. Orange, the color of recognition for Hunger Action Month. For more on the efforts to feed the hungry, we send things out live to Murray Park tonight. That's where Craig O'Neill is. Craig.
Dawn, to take action, you first need attention. So that's why it's Go Orange, and it is a celebration, not of hunger, but of getting your attention, which is why the Big Dam Bridge, the Two Rivers Bridge, will be bathed in an orange light, which is why we're serving Cheetos tonight here at Murray Park. By the way, you and the family invited, which is why we're giving away the Orange Crush. It's why Maya has got this fabulous face painting, this professional face painting going on, and it's why this group is behind me, because we're not going to settle for it, are we, guys? No! These are terrible numbers. We're turning around beginning tonight. It's Go Orange and more coming up on THV 11.
Out in the weather garden, the humidity's low. Temperatures aren't too bad. Current temperature here, right there, 91 degrees. Now that's a little bit warm. It's a little bit above normal, but with the low humidity, it doesn't feel that bad. Matter of fact, I don't know why there are pumpkins behind my left shoulder, but I guess it kind of goes with the theme of we're headed toward fall. We are almost there, and temperatures are cooling, but not for long. We're going into a warming trend. Summer is not over, folks. We'll have the details here coming up in your extended outlook in a bit. Let's start you off, though, with a look at what's going on overhead. Not much in the way of anything. I'm looking over the weather garden right now, and I see some high clouds out in North Arkansas, and you can kind of see those there on the satellite perspective, mainly the northern third, where we're seeing these high, thin cirrus clouds move in. But for the rest of the state, we're clear. The high pressure filling in, and the temperatures are very, very pleasant. We've had another county added to the list of counties under burn bans, and now we're getting a little bit closer to central Arkansas, Garland County. Now you are under a burn ban. Burning prohibited in Garland County, and again, for most of southern Arkansas, the counties continue to light up where burning is prohibited. Numbers from today, 91 are high, 91 North Little Rock as well. The average has now dropped to 89. And now as we go through September, this number will drop into the lower 80s. As we head toward fall, the average high will drop. So, you know, we're above normal for a little bit. 103 is the record, and that was in 1947. 89 currently, the dew point's at 60, so that's not bad. Humidity very, very tolerable, if not even nice, at 38%, and the wind northeast at 8 miles an hour. The pressure's high and holding steady at 30.08. Around the state, 93 Russellville. Now there's some warmth out there, don't get me wrong. This is not a cool down. This is not anything major, but the humidity is low, so it feels a little better. It's still kind of warm though. 93 in Camden and Monticello. 90 currently in Pine Bluff, 88 in Stuttgart, 88 also in Hot Springs Village, 91 Hot Springs, 88 Benton, 89 currently in Malvern. Headed to the game this weekend in Little Rock, it's going to be hot. The high on Saturday probably around 95. By kickoff, I'm thinking about 92 with partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies. Look at the temperatures tonight. Again, excuse me, about where they've been the past couple of nights. Lows in the middle and lower 60s. A few upper 50s are possible to the north, with highs tomorrow approaching the lower 90s. So we are beginning that warming trend starting tomorrow. 65 overnight, a pleasant evening. Tomorrow 92 and warmer, east winds 5 to 10. But look at this, Saturday 95, dawn on Sunday 97. So it will be warm and we need some rain. Back to you.
We sure do. Ed, thank you. Today, we are learning Arkansas ranks the worst in the country for severe hunger. Our state ranking first in the category of very low food security, according to an Economic Research Service report. Arkansas then ranks second in the number of people facing food insecurity. The report says 1 in 5 Arkansans don't know where their next meal is coming from. And as we've reported, today is Go Orange Day, a day set aside for raising awareness about the threat of hunger in our state. THV 11's Craig O'Neill live in Little Rock tonight at Murray Park for an Arkansas Food Bank event. Craig.
You know, when you get bad numbers like this, the first thing you do is you back off and you go, golly, this is tough for our state. But then you realize that what we need is more participation. So let's start tonight. That's why it's Go Orange Night across the country. The Little Rock version, you come out to Murray Park. We got food and we got fun and games. And I just dropped my orange. It's time now for the Spoon Orange Race. And you're going to see Erica. And this is Brittany. When I say go, you must go. Actually, they'll start over there. Y'all wave. That's Jennifer along with Jackie. When I say go, you all will go and the cheering will start. On your mark, get set, go! They now have to transport the orange in the spoon. Anyone who drops the orange will then be immediately disqualified. As Brittany and Jackie and Erica are going to win it! Jackie and Erica win it! It's Go Orange. It's the Arkansas Food Bank. We're turning the numbers around tonight. We'll be back with more of THV 11 at 6. Try not to gloat.
Cigarettes still satisfy a lot of smokers, but after years of doctors' warnings and countless dollars spent on packs and cartons, there is something new that has smokers lighting up. THV 11's Meredith Mitchell joining us with why the e-cig business is literally smoking.
Well, what smokers have found is a cheaper alternative that's not banned in a lot of places where traditional cigarettes are. That's giving the cigarette business something to smolder about. Pull up to the Vapor Stop store in Hot Springs, and one of the first things you notice is the prominent no smoking symbol within the shop's logo.
For people that want to quit, this is actually a miracle tool.
It's a touch of irony considering most of Vapor Stop's customers are almost all current or former cigarette smokers who have all turned to an alternative.
Gives you the same satisfaction, gives you something to hold, something to do, something to draw on.
Mark Wilson, manager of Vapor Stop, says the devices are designed to mimic the experience of a cigarette, minus the harmful chemicals in tobacco. Instead, there's a mechanism that heats up liquid nicotine, which turns into a vapor that smokers inhale and exhale.
It's basically the same concept as theatrical fog. And so when you combine the two together with low voltage, you get what looks and appears like to be cigarette smoke.
Open for close to 4 months now. Wilson says Vapor Stop sees new customers daily.
Probably 100. And then existing customers coming back to get supplies.
And business may get even better when the FDA puts regulations on e-cig internet sales in the near future.
It could actually help the brick and mortars, yes. It could slow down the internet sales, which is where it's so easy just to check that box that says I'm 18.
Wilson says no one under the age of 18 is allowed to buy products at his store, but it's not illegal for minors to purchase electronic cigarettes if they don't contain nicotine. Wilson says so far, the FDA hasn't approved vaping as a smoking cessation therapy. But Wilson is a firm believer in the alternative. As a smoker for 30 years, he's now turned to vaporizing.
It wasn't long ago I had to have oxygen at lunchtime to make it through my day, and I can drag my trash can up the hill without stopping now.
Now, the FDA is still looking into the safety of e-cigarettes and warns they may lead young people to use regular ones.
All right, thank you, Meredith. Sales of e-cigs in the U.S. topped $1 billion last year and are expected to reach $2 billion this year. THV 11 Game Night with Mark Edwards continuing, and he is live tonight in Conway. How's the crowd, Mark?
Oh, pretty nice. 2 games tonight, 4 teams. 3 of the teams we featured in our 40-team preview. We will hear from one of those teams coming up in sports. Stick around. We'll be back right after this. High school football all across the state tonight. Some great games at War Memorial Stadium. Some great games out here. Esther Stadium in Conway, of course. state title contenders here at the December 1st, Hootens.com kickoff. Now, 7:30 tonight, you can catch Rosebud taking on Hazen. We'll get to that in just a second, but right now, scoring this game 39-7. It's all Clinton in this one as they take on Arkansas Baptist. Joining me now, Hazen coach Joe Basankin. Coach, your Hazen team, I mean, barring a natural disaster, you guys should win it all this year.
No, we have our best chance, I think. We've had in a long time. We have 20 starters back on both sides of the ball. We spent a lot of time in the off-season getting stronger and improving and correcting the mistakes that we made last year. And we preach a lot about finishing, and that's what we got to do.
I know you guys shared the conference with Carlisle, Hazen, Desark, all in that same little area. How tough is that?
It's tough. I don't like to share nothing, but hey, we did a lot last year. We did a lot more than what was expected out of our young men, and we was very proud of them.
What do you know about Rosebud? You guys have them next.
Very well coached team. They throw the football around a little bit, and they got a good quarterback, got a good running back, good line, and it's supposed to be their best year they've ever had. So we expect to get their best game tonight.
Coach, good luck. Thanks for stopping by. Well, you know, it's a big thing, guys, when you can get the head coach to come out and talk to you before the game. Maybe I should tell him I know Craig O'Neill or Don Scott. I think maybe that'll help. Guys, we'll send it back to you. As a matter of fact,
The difference in news and information in Arkansas. THV 11, news at 6:30.
Welcome back to tonight's top story. For the first time since the day Saline County Sheriff Bruce Pennington pleaded guilty to public intoxication, he speaks to THV 11. Max Siegel spoke with the sheriff just hours ago, and here is part of what he had to say.
I've had a lot of people say I wouldn't have done that, but I said the citizens of Saline County needed to know. I wasn't trying to hide anything. Did I make a mistake? Yes, I did. And I owned up to it.
Also tonight, we've just learned the Saline County prosecutor Ken Cassidy filing a motion to get a special prosecutor to look into whether the sheriff could be removed from office under a provision of the state constitution. Also happening tonight, the Saline County Republican Party is meeting to discuss removing him from that commission. We'll have more tonight on our 10 o'clock broadcast. Also today, a Cabot woman saying Walmart is killing her property value, claiming she'll never be able to sell her home. THV 11's Daniel Wilkerson spoke with the frustrated homeowner today. He joins us now with more. Daniel.
Well, Don, most people love their trips to Walmart, but would you want one right next door? Becky Hawley says she doesn't, and she's guessing that the person that she tries to sell to won't either.
I used to, but I do not anymore.
At one time, Becky Hawley, a big Walmart shopper, but not anymore.
I'm sure their parking lot's going to be the edge of my property.
The Cabot homeowner says the retail giant wants to make things convenient for people in her neighborhood, but she says next door is a little too convenient.
It's really going to depreciate my property value.
Hawley says Walmart a few months back approached her about selling her home, but then all talks came to a halt.
They approached me about the property and had me come in and sign a contract.
But she says weeks passed and still no word from Walmart.
They were surveying and doing things to the property next to us, but they weren't coming on mine, so I called the real estate agent.
That's when she was told her home would not be bought.
No one is going to want to buy a house with Walmart in their backyard.
So now she says she's stuck and soon to have a new neighbor she'd rather not have. Cabot Mayor Bill Seipert says any company looking to build in the area has to keep a certain distance.
On the east side, the back side of the lots on Campground Road, there would have to be a 40-foot buffer zone with a privacy fence.
The only option I have is commercial. Well, I don't know that anybody, again, is going to want to build a commercial in a neighborhood besides Walmart.
And I did reach out to Walmart, but they did not return my calls. Meanwhile, the city council is scheduled to meet on this issue come October 1st. Dawn.
All right, Daniel Wilkerson tonight, thank you much. And it is time for a first check of our forecast with our chief meteorologist, Ed Buckner. Nice night.
It is a nice night, Dawn. If you can get outside this evening, have dinner outside, maybe go for a walk, do so because the temperatures are pleasant, the humidity levels are low, the skies are clear, lots of sunshine. It's a pretty nice evening all in all. We'll be at 85 by 8 o'clock, 82 at 10, and 78 by midnight. Temperatures again will drop to the middle 60s like they have been, so a very nice start to your Friday. However, temperatures do warm up into your weekend. We'll have that forecast for you coming up, Dawn.
All right, Ed, thank you. National Park Rangers in Hot Springs forced to fire stun guns twice to stop a man trying to get away from a traffic stop. Rangers tried to pull over Devin Weston as he drove through Gulfa Gorge with improper equipment. After he stopped, Weston tried to run off into the woods. Well, 2 Rangers chased him, cornered him, zapped him twice with their stun guns. Weston has warrants on him from Bryant and has a suspended license. The old saying, don't bring a knife to a gunfight, ringing true in this story as a would-be robber tried holding up a North Little Rock pharmacy with a machete. Police are looking for the man seen on this surveillance video trying to rob the medicine shop on JFK Boulevard last night. When that man raised a machete toward the counter, the owner pulled out a handgun. Robber took off and so did his lookout. If you have any information on these guys, you're asked to call North Little Rock Police right away. There is a bear on the loose in Springdale tonight. Authorities say several witnesses reported sightings of a black bear around town, including near the Tyson Sports Complex. A driver reported hitting an animal last night, and it was either a large dog or a bear. It ran off before they could be sure. Arkansas Game and Fish taking part in the search. They note that it's mating season for bears, and that gets them on the move. Former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice scheduled to speak at the University of Arkansas next March. The school announcing today she'll be the spring speaker in the student-funded Distinguished Lecture Series there. The lecture will be free and open to the public. Rice served as Secretary of State during George W. Bush's second term. President Obama meeting with world leaders in Russia for an economic summit. President Obama and Russian leader Vladimir Putin shared just 15 seconds in public together today. They sat down with other world leaders for the G20 summit to discuss the global economy, but Syria's apparent use of chemical weapons is front and center. The president is trying to build broader support for military action against Syria, both here at home and abroad.
Chemical weapons in Syria is not only a tragedy, but also a violation of international law that must be addressed.
Russia's defense ministry sent new warships to the eastern Mediterranean today, but described it as routine deployments. Meanwhile, China warning today that a military strike on Syria would hurt the global economy and would lead to higher oil prices. The country's vice finance minister made the comments at a briefing at the Group of 20 summit in Russia. Google's attorneys say that company's practice of electronically scanning your Gmail email account to sell ads is legal. The company made that argument earlier today at a federal hearing that is part of a class action lawsuit. Google wants a judge to dismiss the suit, which was filed in May. It claims Google unlawfully opens up and reads private email messages. Google says the process is automated and no people actually read your email. 6 public interest groups have asked the Federal Trade Commission to block upcoming changes to Facebook's privacy policies they claim would make it easier for the social network to use your information. In a letter to the FTC, the groups say the policy allows your picture to be used in a product or store ad on Facebook without your consent. Facebook says its ad practices have not changed and that the new privacy policy only clarifies what it does with user information. The new language makes it clear that you're granting Facebook permission to use your name, profile picture, and content when you use its services. Little Rock Razorback fans upset with a controversial comment from Arkansas's head coach Brett Bielema. Is the story hot on the web tonight, and we'll hear from fans on both sides coming up. And today is Go Orange Day. Orange, the color of recognition for Hunger Action Month. For more on the efforts to feed hungry Arkansans, we send things out live to Murray Park tonight, where we find Craig O'Neill.
And the action to take tonight, Dawn, is to come down and join us at Murray Park. At 8 o'clock, we're going to walk down toward the Big Dam Bridge, where it will be bathed in an orange light. So will the Two Rivers Bridge and the state capitol. As we try to put Arkansas in a new light, we lead the nation. In those who are hungry, we're trying to turn that around. Come join us at Murray Park. Now, coming up, we'll tell you about one particular group in Arkansas that is critical and needs special attention. You're watching THV 11 at 6. More to come.
A statement Coach Brett Bielema made earlier this week has Little Rock fans questioning his understanding of the games at War Memorial. Well, THV 11's Marlisa Goldsmith spoke with Razorback fans across Central Arkansas today, and she joins us with more. Marlisa.
Dawn, it all boils down to what is considered home and what's considered away. Something that seems so simple has the Razorback fans all riled up. The first Little Rock Razorback game of the year is almost here.
Officials.
And all the Razorback fans are ready.
Go Hogs, that's all I can say.
But earlier this week, Coach Brett Bielema said he considered Saturday's game in Little Rock against Stanford a road game.
I don't really take it personally as far as his comments, but you know, I can see where a lot of people might consider that.
This is a home game. I don't understand the terminology of being a road game.
Fans all over Central Arkansas are talking about it. Even fans calling into 103.7's Overtime show Thursday afternoon.
It is unique that it's the only college institution at this level that has basically 3 home stadiums.
Once he get here and finds out what's going on in Little Rock and how we support him and how we support these Razorbacks through all endeavors, whether it be football or basketball, then I think he'll get on board to understand that this is a home game.
Athletic Director Jeff Long made comments also this week in regards to future football games here in Little Rock at the War Memorial Stadium. Visit our website, thv11.com, to hear what he had to say. Dawn.
All right, Marlisa, thank you. On the topic of Razorbacks coming to Little Rock Friday night at 5 and 6, Craig O'Neill and I anchoring the newscast live from War Memorial Stadium. We'll hear from the grounds crews, early tailgaters, and War Memorial officials. And then don't forget about our Hog Zone coverage with Mark on Saturday night directly after our 10 o'clock broadcast. Today, we're learning Arkansas ranks the worst in the country for severe hunger. Our state ranking first in the category of very low food security. This according to an Economic Research Service report. Arkansas then ranks number 2 in the number of people facing food insecurity. That report saying 1 in 5 Arkansans don't know where their next meal is coming from. And as we reported earlier, today is Go Orange Day, a day set aside to raise awareness about the threat of hunger in our state. THV11's Craig O'Neill live at Murray Park for an Arkansas Food Bank event tonight. Craig, good evening.
Dawn, every time I hear you read those numbers, I start shaking my head, and I'm joined now by Rhonda Sanders, who is the CEO of the Arkansas Food Bank, and I hear these numbers here that we're quoting on the air, and I shake my head. How do they affect you personally? Does it just hit your gut?
It always really affects me to realize how many people are hungry in our state. And I know that our agencies that are feeding people every day see new faces, new people coming. Summer months are hard. They've been without a big holiday to boost their supplies, and it gets really tough to see people in need.
This is a critical time for you. We had the cereal drive, you're between holidays, and yet there's a party tonight. People watching will go, why are they having a party if the numbers are so bad? They should be out there collecting food.
Well, we're really wanting to raise awareness so that people remember this is the time of year. If you need to give, if you have the opportunity to give, and you care about this, to get on our website, donate at an agency to get us tide us over until those holiday times.
And Rhonda, real quickly, the critical, you were telling us, the elderly.
Yeah, we just had a report last week, and the numbers really showed that our senior citizens are really struggling with food insecurity. And the ones that surprised me and hurt me the most are the ones who are grandparents. Those numbers boost because the grandparents are taking care of their grandchildren. They're feeding their grandchildren. They're using their food stamps and their fixed income to feed their children, and then they're going hungry. So those are just things that we need to realize how close to home it is, because in Arkansas there are a lot of grandparents taking care of their grandchildren.
If it means putting on Tennessee colors or maybe Texas colors and having a party and putting orange lights on the dams or the bridges, let's do it. We got to turn those numbers around. Rhonda, we'll do what we can. And more of THV 11 at 6 coming up.
You know what? The weather has been so nice for so long, it's almost time, and I don't mean this literally, but it's almost time where we get some rain. I don't want to see a lot of rain. I don't want to see a lot of thunderstorm activity. However, you know, granted, we could use some rain. It'd be nice to get some nice beneficial shower activity. We're not going to see any of that anytime soon. Satellite perspective still shows mainly clear skies, high pressure and control, a few high clouds off to the north, and that is about it. The high pressure keeping our days really sunny and temperatures near or just above normal, but not too bad, not too bad at all. 91, the high today in Little Rock, 93, Hot Springs and Russellville, 91, Mena, 95 in DeQueen. And again, these numbers are real close to normal, if not a couple of degrees above normal. 90 in Stuttgart, 87 in Searcy. If you're headed to the game Saturday in Little Rock, War Memorial Stadium, the high on Saturday I'm projecting to be around 95, okay? So at 6 o'clock, we're thinking about 92 degrees. It will be a warm one. This is not football weather just yet. It won't be bad, but it will be hot, to say the least. Pollen count. We have reintroduced you to the pollen count since last spring, mainly because we're headed toward ragweed season, and the ragweed is in the moderate category, the mold spore in the high range. That's your latest pollen count. 89 degrees. The dew point is still very, very nice. Anytime it's 60 or below, we're talking pleasant, dry conditions for Arkansas standards. That's just in Arkansas. So 60, humidity only 38% with a northeast breeze at 8 miles an hour. For your town tomorrow, 90 in Greenbrier, 91 Morrilton and Atkins, same thing in Danville. Not a bad day at all. 91 Benton, 90 in Maumelle, 89 Cabot, 90 in England. Southern Arkansas, 93 in Warren, 93 Hampton and Fordyce, 93 in just about every location, 92 in Pine Bluff for your high tomorrow. So 65 overnight with clear skies, another nice evening, very cool. Tomorrow though, just a little bit warmer, 92 with lots of sunshine. So we will be about 3 degrees above normal tomorrow. But look at this, y'all, summer returns. 95 Saturday, 97 by Sunday. Not much in the way of rain until the middle of next week. Stay with us. We're back with more.
This guy next to me needs no introduction, Trey Reed. You're here to talk about a great benefit, Arkansas Game and Fish. I mean, what's going on?
Well, Mark, what we've got going on, this is actually a fundraiser that's been put together for a buddy of mine and a buddy of a lot of bass fishermen in Arkansas, Mr. Ricky Green, who really needs no introduction. Very good fisherman on the Bassmaster circuit back in the 70s and 80s, and Ricky's in need of a lung transplant. So some guys have gotten together to put this benefit together. It's going to be happening September 19th in Horner Hall at Summit Arena in Hot Springs. $30 gets you in the door, individuals. $45 will get a family of 4 in the door. But man, you talk about a star-studded lineup.
Man, Hook, Line, and Legends. I see Legends.
Hook, Line, and Legends is the name of it, and heavy on the Legends part.
I see.
We're going to have 3 Bassmaster Classic champions there, all from Arkansas. Bobby Murray, George Cochran, Larry Nixon. Those guys account for 5 Classic champions among the 3 of them. Mark Zona, host of the Bassmasters on ESPN, and also Zona's Awesome Fishing Show on the Outdoor Channel. He's going to be there. Jimmy Houston. Everybody knows Jimmy Houston. But all of those guys I just mentioned have donated guided fishing trips in different places. Zona in Michigan, several trips in Arkansas.
There's one where there's a possibility you could get eaten.
Yeah, we were joking about this before we came on, but yeah, there's going to be one of the auction items is a peacock bass fishing trip on the Amazon River or one of its tributaries down in Brazil. So that, I mean, some duck hunting trips, all kinds of memorabilia, Mark. Autographs from people like Kevin Van Dam, Ray Scott, the founder of Bass, Forrest Wood, another legend from right here in Arkansas. Man, if you're into bass fishing, you want to be at Summit Arena on September 19th. Doors open at 6:30. Tickets are just available there at the door. You just show up and buy a ticket.
Thanks for stopping by, man.
Thank you, Mark. Thanks for letting us promote this.
Well, stick around. We'll be back right after this.
Plenty of football hogs in Little Rock this weekend, but businesses in Hot Springs looking forward to an influx of motorcycle hogs.
More than 2,200 bikers have pre-registered for the annual Hot Springs Bike Rally, and more are expected with the perfect weather forecast.
How about a hot weather forecast?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, attractions this year including a demonstration of new Indian motorcycles, plus antique bikes on display there.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
The weather will be nice, Dawn, but it's going to be warm. I mean, they're used to that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not quite fall yet. We're not expecting fall-like weather for a while, but the humidity level at least is a little bit lower. But as we head into the weekend, look at these temperatures back up into the middle and upper 90s. Dress cool for the hog game this weekend.
6 o'clock kickoff. Maybe it'll cool down just a little.
Low 90s, best we can do.
All right. Thanks much, and thank you for watching. Always catch the latest news on our website, thv11.com. Our next news is tonight at 10. Hope to see you then.
See you then.
Thanks for watching THV 11 News. Stay connected to the THV Information Center 24/7 on your mobile device and with the THV 11 app for your iPad.